Oh, okay. Y'all have to tell me if you can see me. I was just about to start typing. Do you think I should start all over and close this out? But maybe I'm live. If I am, it's because all of you were started praying there. Maybe. Let's see if you can hear me. I think so. I think we're okay. Okay, great. I don't know why it does that every time. It's just perfectly fine, and then hit go live, and it just spins and spins and spins. It's like it never can fully go live, so I go out and go back in and go out and go back in. I don't know what makes it do that. I would say like a bad connection, but we have really, really great internet now, which is not what we used to have. But so I don't think that's it. And of course, today it's blue sky, and so I don't think it's anything like that. But thank you all for being patient. You know by now, if you visit with us every Monday, that's what happens is that it takes it a few minutes to get started. So thank you. I am a little chilly today. It's cold here in Brasstown, so you can see I've got my coat on. I thought about going inside, but I thought no, I'm gonna do it outside as long as I can. We'll sit outside, and maybe next week it'll be too cold, or maybe it'll be warmed back up. You know how that goes. So it is really pretty though here in Brasstown. The leaves are really turning colors and falling. I don't think this is going to be like one of our spectacular leaf years. I think it was so wet and then it got real dry. And so many things started happening earlier than usual. Matt and I talked about that in one of our videos about the acorns already falling. They're done. They're already over with. So anyway, it's really pretty though. Even though it may not be as spectacular as it usually is, just looking over through there. And when I first started, the sun's already gone down over there, but when I first started, it was shining through the trees out there by the greenhouse. Looked especially beautiful, even if it is a little chilly. Looked really, really pretty. So I hope all of you are doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. We did. We had a good weekend, but I've still been feeling under the weather. I feel better, as you can probably tell, but my ears are still just, I don't know, I guess they've got fluid in them. It's been so long since I had an earache, and poor Katie. Katie has dealt with allergies her whole life, and she's the kid that made me believe in allergies. Sounds so silly now. I'm ashamed of myself, but growing up, I didn't have allergies. And I really just didn't kind of believe in them when people said they had allergies. I don't know. I mean, not I don't necessarily thought that I thought they were lying. It's just that I just didn't really believe people could be allergic to stuff like that. Then I had Katie, and then I realized as her mother, it was such a drastic difference between her and Corey. Corey didn't have the allergies, and it was, started when she was so little. It's not like she could have been pretending or anything like that. So Katie made a believer out of me about that. But she dealt with allergies so much when she was a child till finally she had to take like a regular medication, but she outgrew it, thankfully. She had like a light case of asthma. Wasn't like she couldn't breathe unless she got sick, then that's when it bothered her. But she outgrew it. Her pediatrician thought she would, and she did. She outgrew it. Every time she got sick, it went straight to her lungs. And if she was alert around something that made her get wheezy, it would just overnight, she would have full-blown bronchitis just from an allergic reaction, especially if we went somewhere, like we could go to deer camp or to Papa and Nana's or to Miss Cindy's, somewhere different than her house. It would just be immediate. Anyway, thankfully, she outgrew that. And then about the time her and Corey were in college, maybe about to graduate college, it started coming back on her. So there was about a year there, and they were doing, in those days, they did landscaping. They started out helping Mr. Tim Ryan, helping him, and he kind of got too old to actually keep up with what he was doing. And but a few of the people said, well, would Corey and Katie keep helping them? And so they did. So they were doing, like, you know, lawn mowing and weed eating and all that. And Katie had this terrible reaction, and she had been at the house they were working at, she had been like under a it was a house that had not been cleaned up in a long time, the yard, and she was like under a bush, really trying to trim it and get a lot of the stuff out, and maybe there was something under there, I don't know. Anyway, that started her on about a year or 2 of really fighting her allergies again until she finally had to give up the landscaping. She couldn't do that no more. They were in college, and that was their, their extra money. Anyway, she's this week, she's been telling me when I describe my ears that that's how hers would feel, and it's just that once she had that reaction, I still think it was the mulberry weed that gave me this reaction, and her ears would just get full of fluid like that. It would just take a while for them to go away, for them to get better. So I'm feeling better in some ways, but I still, if I lay down, the pressure's all gone. But it's when I stand up and start working that I feel that pressure. But I'm very blessed. I've never had, not like Katie, I've never had many ear infections or even earaches. I think I told y'all in Sunday night's video, this is my third earache in my life, so I can't complain. Anyway, but I have been thinking about all the remedies. I see y'all are sharing some about the sweet oil. I've heard that one a lot, Teresa. Robert Ritchie said last night that his dad blew cigarette smoke in his ear. I've heard that one before a lot. And Pap told me that one of his first memories that he could remember, my daddy, he was born on what, if you're a local person, you might know the Hawshaw farm. If you're not, it's just was at one time a big giant farm, the biggest farm in this whole area. But it's not now. It was, over time the family sold it and divided it up. It got split and split and split. You know how that does. But when he was a boy, it was still a pretty big farm. It had been even bigger in years before that. But his daddy was a sharecropper on that farm. His grandpa was too. And that's where Pap was born. He was born on the farm there in the little sharecropper house that they lived on. One time he took me and my aunt, and we stomped all over the place trying to find, exactly like where the house would have been, the cabin, but we never did really find any sign of it. Anyway, he told me he could remember he had a really bad earache, and he remembered his parents and his grandmother and grandfather, of course, lived there on the farm too, that they went out and got some little branches, little twigs, and he thought that it was either sassafras or seems like maybe birch. I can't remember what he said. Sassafras was one of them, and he wasn't sure what it was either. He wasn't sure. He didn't know. But they brought them in, and they put them by the fire. At that time, they just had like a hearth, with the fireplace. They didn't have a wood stove or nothing like that. And they put them there in a little cup or something, and oil started coming out of them a little, just a tiny bit, and they put that in his ear, and that was how it helped him, how he helped him to get better. So that was one of his first memories. He had several memories of being there on that farm. They lived there until he was probably 3 or 4 years old, so he had some memories of those things. Only thing worse than an earache is a toothache. Yes, I agree with that. I've had toothaches too, and they are terrible too, both of them. Oh, that's so bad. Yeah, my son had an ear infection with every tooth he cut. He was miserable. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah. Yeah, I was just so lucky. I never ever had to deal with them, and I never really had anything bother me, like, as far as allergies until, I don't know, probably maybe even about the time Pap died, so maybe, 9 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that. I started noticing things that would bother me, that would make me cough or make me, where it never had anything like that. One time we were, this is really when I figured out it was some kind of allergic reaction. We had went to it's the art walk, Cherokee County Art Walk. It's not the art walk though. It's like the festival they have one time a year. I can't think of the name of it right now, but anyway, we were going to play music there, me and Corey and Katie and Paul. And we got there, and one of our friends from the folk school was there, and he had his big dog with him, and we were petting the dog. And of course, it was outside. It was down by the river in Murphy. And I started coughing. I thought, well, I just got a little tickle in my throat, but I kept coughing and I kept coughing. I couldn't quit coughing. Miss Cindy was there, and she I was like, I was getting embarrassed. I was like, let's walk down here and look at some stuff. But we went down through there, and I bought a drink, and I started drinking it. And I said, I don't know what's wrong with me. And Anyway, she had a cough drop, so I got the cough drop. We played the music and all that was okay. It was like a day later, I was at her house and I was petting her cat, and the same thing happened. And I was like, okay, I'm putting this together. I must be having some kind of little allergic reaction. Anyway, so since then, I've paid attention and noticed stuff. And last year, when I cleaned out the mulberry weed, I felt like I had a little reaction, but I forgot about that, of course. I will not ever forget about that again, though. I don't know what I'm going to do about the mulberry weed over there, but if I take it out, I'll be wearing a respirator or something. I can see it taunting me from right here. Anyway, I know that's what started this. Was like I had a little sinus stuff, nothing bad, no fever, no nothing. That got better. Then it got worse and with the earaches. And I know that's where it come from, was the mulberry weed. Anyway, I didn't mean to tell y'all that, but thank you. And thank y'all for see all this, like crushed garlic. That's great. Um, Spit and blow, that's good. A good tip there to open up your ears. Chronic asthma, Kathy says, hospital stays. Now he rarely gets bronchitis because his pediatrician taught him to spit and blow from an early age. Made a game of it. Gross, but works. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Brenda says, I need my ears washed out. They did. I did go to the doctor and they did that. They did. Warm clove oil. I've used that. I've used clove oil on my teeth too when I had a toothache. Jane says, my mom used to warm up an onion heart and put it in my ear when I had an earache. I've heard of that one too. Oh, Kim, I'm sorry. You've had to deal with it all your life, the allergies. That's terrible. I know. I watched Katie as a little kid and it was just so hard. And I remember one time I was at the doctor's office with her and I said, she's just so tired to her pediatrician. And he said, yeah, she's tired. She can't breathe. You'd be tired too if you couldn't breathe. It's like, well, that's true. He said, she's not getting enough oxygen. That's her problem. Oh, Tracy's been sick with congestion because it's been so dry, upper respiratory for a month. Oh, well, I pray you get over that. Warm mist cloth on the ears and neck, Saner. I've done that some. I need to do it again today, though. I've not. Kim, I probably that's what I said about Ira was because of Katie, and maybe he just had it worse. She didn't have as many skin issues, although she would if she come in con. One time I remember I had them playing outside. They were probably about Ira's age, and the next morning her eye was completely swelled shut. I mean, it was just completely just swelled out big. And I, of course, took her to the doctor, and he thought it was she'd touched something, some kind of plant, and I had to take her though she had to go get for like 3 days in a row get a shot because he was afraid, so close to your brain it could have went to her brain. So that could be why Ira. Matt's looking at me. You don't remember that?
I don't know what you're talking
about Katie? Matt's looking at me like, what are you talking about? Grapefruit seed extract, Cindy. That sounds interesting. Decongestant, Virginia says. Well, Aunt Bigby, I'm glad you got over that. I've worried about that, about my balance or being dizzy, but I've not been. Oh, Lonessa has had chronic ear infection since 15. I'm so sorry, so sorry. Peroxide in the ears. It stops a lot of colds. Okay, that's great. And raw milk is better. That's good. Peroxide. Other people say that. Pap really believed in peroxide too. Alicia has black grapes. How can I preserve or freeze them? They are sweet like sugar. I don't want to lose them. You could, of course, you can make juice or jelly or something like that. But I've heard a lot of people say they just froze their grapes like whole, like wash them and freeze them, and then that's like a kind of a cold snack. A lot of you may have some tips though for Alicia. If you do, please put them in the chat there. I have been. Arbridge says flush those sinuses with saline. I have been doing that. Goldenrod is bad for allergies. I thought of that too, Mary. Warm oil peroxide. Yeah. Warm honey ain't big, but yeah, we've used that for coughs too. There's another grapefruit seed abstract spray for cold symptoms and nasal drainage. Thank you for that. That's mullein oil. I had some mullein oil and I used it. Katie was using it on me before I ever went to the doctor. Neti Pot Daily, Tracy says. I do have one, and well, mine's not really a neti pot, but it's the same thing. Matt uses like the little pot, the neti pot. Mine's more of a bottle. But probably 2 years ago or something like that, I had a cold, and Corey and I don't remember if it's Corey and Matt or just Katie and Matt, maybe been all three of them telling me, you have to do this. It will make you feel so much better. Of course, I was just afraid that it would make me feel like I was drowning or choking or something. But I finally was desperate enough to do it. And really, I just didn't, they were all making fun of me. So I had to do it. I had to be brave enough to do it. And let me tell you, that will change your life. So yeah, I do that all the time now, pretty much daily, Tracy, if not every other day at least. And it just makes you feel so better. I've tried to tell my friends that. I was like, it will change your life. And they're like, no, no, no. I said, yeah, you need to do it. Alcohol eardrops help with drying the inner ear. It's the same as swimmer's ear. Thank you for sharing that, Tinder. Kathy says neti pot is nasty. Yeah, it is kind of gross, but I'm telling you, it'll change your life. It makes you feel so much better. Yeah, I was same Arbridges. I was afraid I'd feel like I was drowning or I'd get choked or something. But yeah, I love it. Yeah, Connie, that cures us all, doesn't it? Hot chicken broth with a little salt and ground black pepper. That sounds good. Oh, poor Tracy, 7 sinus surgeries. Bless you. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine. Okay, so Mary Jean says she tried it and it plugged her ear up. So yeah, you have to try it, and then it may not work for you. Bobby, I'm like you. The neti pot changed my, or the doing that changed my life. Yeah. Green tea, AVC honey, Phyllis says. Oh, Anita's fighting a head cold at the moment, gargling with peroxide and water, and my sore throat is gone. That's good. I've gargled with peroxide before too. Pap really believed in peroxide, and of course in warm salt water too. Hot salt in a sock works. Kevin says, "Thank you, Kevin." Heating pad. I've had a heating pad too. That's helped. Chris says whiskey, but not too much. Oh no, Tracy, that was bad. Mold in your house. That's terrible. Y'all are just full of all kinds of stuff. Oh, Denise says my mom and daddy both would take a towel and warm it under the iron. They would iron the towel real good, fold it, and put it on my ear, and I would get a little relief, and then they would rewarm it. That's a good thought to do that. How sweet they were. A dab of Vicks on a cotton ball and place it ear opening and leave overnight. Mammy Murray says. Simpson Farms is talking about the mullein tincture. That's why I was trying to grow mullein. I know I've got it growing in the wrong place. I need to move it. Maybe I should move it this fall. Oh, 5-story house. I'm so sorry you've had to deal with all that. So sorry. Thanks, Tammy. That's peel a clove of garlic and put it in the ear canal. It works. I've done it. Sabrina's. My dad used to blow cigarette smoke into our ears when we had earache. I don't know if it was warmth or the actual smoke, but it always helped. That's what Robert Ritchie had said last night. Oh, Kathy's sharing some wisdom. I need to get to that. Kathy says, be polite to everyone, not because that one is a lady or a gentleman, but because you are, because you're a lady or a gentleman. That's good. Walter says, sweet oil again from my mom. Got the drugstore cotton ball. Vicks on the ball of the feet and white socks, plus a cut onion on the table next to you, asleep for a cold. Those are all great, great tips. Oh, Linda Sue hears the crickets. Yeah, you can hear them. Let's see what else we're going to talk about. But thank y'all all so much for sharing all that. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing all that. So I know a lot of you have been praying for Granny. Thank you so, so much. You've been praying for each other. Thank you. Thank you so much for everything. There's Janice. We've been praying for her, I see. And I appreciate everything. All of y'all praying for each other and praying for Granny. She's doing about the same, just like she was. I took her today to the eye doctor. She's been having, I think I told you, that styes on her eyes, and they kind of get better and then they come back, and then they get better and they come back. Well, she's out of her drops, so I took her today, and she had one in one eye. She had one in both eyes. It's like how fast they are. They're there, and then they're like that. Her and Paul will do hot compresses on them, and then they'll go away, and then they'll come back. So that was over the weekend, and then by today there was only one in one eye. The other one had kind of healed up on its own. But anyway, she's doing about the same. But I know a lot of you have been asking about her and wondering about her, and so many of you have sent her cards and different things. Thank you so much. She really, really loves that. So thank you so much. And I tell her that all of y'all are asking about her and that you know praying for her and wishing her all the best and all that. So thank you so much for that. There's some more prayer requests. Please leave yours in the chat there. We pray for all of you, and I know you pray for each other. Isn't that wonderful? And there's a few in my wisdom I'm going to share with you. But first, I was going to share a few other things. Let's see if I can. I wanted to share Paul's songs that he shared last week. Also, I wanted to tell you we still have, let me share this real quick. We still have a few of the mugs and the egg separators in the Etsy shop. Also, of course, the cookbook and the Opal book. We're getting close to the end of Opal. Everybody's going to be sad that we're done with Opal. It's going to be sad to say goodbye to her. But we have some of those in there. I want to remind you that Matt and I are going to be in Granite Falls November 15th. So there's that information. And I'll try to go back and put that in the description below too. We're really excited about that. Rachel had asked us to pray for her daughter Pamela. She's 63 and has had 3 TIAs in the last week. She's back in the hospital with high blood pressure, lost her sight 2 times. We've moved her to the best trauma hospital for stroke. So please remember that along with all those others. There's so many of them. For Paul's old timey, that's old timey song. He covered the O'Kanes. Do any of you remember the O'Kanes? Just Loving You. You might remember them. They were from when me and Paul was little. And if you kind of think that song sounds a little bit familiar, and you might want to go back and hear them do it, and then you'll really remember them once you hear it. I know here's the O'Kanes themselves doing it from way back then. They have beautiful harmony, and I'm sure that's what attracted Paul to them when we were young, and really beautiful music. But Paul does a good job on it too, even though he doesn't have anybody singing along with him. And then the next one he shared was It's All Up to You. That was words and music by Daddy, Jerry Marshall Wilson. And it's a beautiful song. And Paul, you can listen to him talk about it. He plays it himself, and then at the end, it's him and Daddy singing it together. So that's really nice. And was one of the last songs he recorded with Daddy. So then I wanted to share some wisdom. This one actually was emailed to me. It's from Richard Jesse. Says earth is crammed with heaven and every bush of flame with God, but only those who see take off their shoes. And that was Elizabeth Barrett Brown. And isn't that a beautiful thought? Earth is crammed with heaven and every bush of flame with God, but only those who see take off their shoes. That was from Elizabeth Barrett Browning, but Richard Jesse sent it to me. Thank you, Richard, for sending that. That's beautiful. Thank you. So let's see. I had a few too. I've cleaned off my desk and I found a few. Let's see. I'm gonna save that one to the end, but let me read this one. This one come from Jennifer. Was to be refreshed by a morning walk or an evening saunter, to be thrilled by the stars at night, to be elated over a bird's nest or a wildflower in the spring. These are some of the rewards of a simple life. And that was by John Burroughs. Those are simple things, but they're so enjoyable. Just like I was looking at the sun and the trees here, and even feeling the chill while I was waiting on YouTube to cooperate. This one was from, there's a whole page of them, but I'm just going to read two of them today. Was from Cheryl. The power of finding beauty in the humblest things makes home happy and life lovely. The power of finding beauty in the humblest things makes home happy and life lovely. Isn't that so true? And that was Louisa May Alcott. The world has enough beautiful mountains and meadows, spectacular skies and serene lakes. It has enough lush forests, flowered fields, and sandy beaches. It has plenty of stars and the promise of a new sunrise and sunset every day. What the world needs more of is people to appreciate and enjoy it. That one kind of, and that's by Michael Michael Josephson. That one reminds me of like stop and smell the roses. All that beauty's right before us. We just got to pay attention to it. There's one more of those, but I'm gonna save it to the very end because it's humorous but sweet too. It's more like just sayings. But let's see if we can find the ones y'all left last week. Was all great ones. Thank you for continuing to leave them. This was B. Johnson. I think that's Bonnie, but I may be wrong about that. The pastor of my church, Dr. Wilfred Bellamy, who was from England, had the most wonderful British accent. He was a true shepherd of his flock and the most inspiring preacher of the word I've ever heard. One Sunday, he shared these words of wisdom: only the one who wears the moccasins knows where they pinch. It was a very unique way of saying, walk a mile in my shoes. So true. We don't know unless we've been in somebody's shoes, what they're going through. This one of you lovely people sent to me. Words of wisdom. My teacher told me this one time. Never forgot it. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. That's a really good one. I like that. Linda said, when my mom would see or hear something kind of strange, she would say, well, that would shake the grapes on your grandma's hat. It always made me laugh. That is funny. That would shake the grapes on your grandma's hat. I love that. Thank you, Linda. Tracy said, wow, first of all, slow and steady wins the race, and everything worth having takes time. Those are both good ones, Tracy. So we're in a hurry so often. I'm like that. I'm always in a hurry, always in a hurry. But that's good, Tracy. Here's one of the prayer requests I want to share with you. My friend Maddie Ann says, I'm asking for prayer for myself this evening. I will be having surgery on my shoulder on November 6th and just need a little prayer. Thank you in advance. So let's pray for Maddie Ann. Also for her sister Yvonne still. This is another prayer request. This is from Christy. My surgery is coming up on the 20th, and I'm getting nervous, mainly about being away from home for 6 to 8 weeks of rehab. Oh, well, I guess I'll have plenty of time to watch your channel and the other YouTube channels I like. Christy, I pray everything goes well for you. This is from Tim. Tim says, The guy who does the pest control for my business gave me some unexpected wow the other day. He said, "The early bird may get the worm, but it's the second mouse that gets the cheese," meaning to me that sometimes it's best to hang back and assess the situation before taking any action. I thought it was very wise. That's great, Tim. Thank you for sharing that. I really like it. It's a different way to look at it. I love it. Tammy wanted to update us. She said, "I got my ultrasound results. I have a lot of kidney stones in both of them, and my bladder has a lot of stuff in it too. But as of right now, nothing is blocking anything. I have been told to drink a lot of fluids, and they gave me some medicine to see if that helps. Thank you so very much for all your prayers and your love." So we'll keep praying for you, Tammy. Kathy said, I thought about some wow my mother used to tell me, make yourself useful instead of ornamental. Other people have shared that one too, but it makes me smile. That's a good one. I like it. And I think that was it for that. Okay, and then let me read those that I wanted to share with you that I thought was really humorous. This is from Kathy. She sent it to me. People are like potatoes. Some people never seem motivated to participate, but are content to watch others do. They are called spectators. Some people never do anything to help, but are gifted at finding fault with the way others do things. They're called commentators. Some are always looking to cause problems and really get under your skin. They are called agitators. There are those who are always saying they will, but somehow they never get around to doing. We call them hesitators. Some people put on a front and act like someone else. They're called imitators. Then there are those who walk what they talk. They're always prepared to stop what they're doing, to lend a hand to others, and bring real sunshine into the lives of others. You can call them sweet taters. Isn't that so cute? I thought that was so cute. And that was from Kathy. Thank you, Kathy, for sending that. Those are great. And thank y'all for continuing to leave them and send them to me by various ways. Some people mail them to me now and email them to me and text them to me and all that. So thank you. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. We'll see if we can, maybe Matt will come and join us for the last part of this. He says, "No, you're kidding, though. I know you're going to come." Let's see. Daisy May says, "Multiple family issues needing prayer, please. We'll pray for you." Oh, Cindy, that's great. Something I live by is that I don't want to argue, even if I know I'm right. I'd rather keep silent and let love shine brighter. That's a good one, Cindy. And it is true. Arguing don't make, if you feel like you're right, then arguing don't make you any more right. You're just right. So Myers Tales of Appalachia said all those taters need is cornbread. Yeah, I agree on that one. Um, Diana said, "Not words of wisdom, but one of Dad's colorful phrases. Why, that's crooked as a dog's hind leg." We've heard that one a lot, haven't we, Matt?
Yeah.
Daryl says, "Do you feel better?" Matt got some sleep. That was all that was wrong with Matt.
Yeah.
He was low on sleep, but he got some sleep.
Yeah, I feel fine.
Amy says, "A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." That's from Proverbs 15:1. That's good. That's so true. Roland says, "Howdy, Matt." Everybody's
Howdy,
saying,
Roland.
hey to Matt. Kathy says, "I have a praise to share. I had a stroke on April 22nd, 2025, weak on my right side, memory and vision problems. I have incontinence and can't drive to family to help out, but I am thankful." God bless you, Kathy. You're an inspiration. God bless you. And I pray for all those things that they'll improve. Oh, that's very nice, Kenneth. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for praying. Nat says, my mama always signed letters and cards with "Keep looking up." That's a good encouraging way to look at life, isn't it? Yeah, Matt may have to grow him from some whiskers to stay warm.
I just got rid of them.
Yeah, I know. I think that's why they're teasing you.
No.
Widow's Wisdom says, when I wasn't listening, Dad would say, quit being long headed. Oh, nice weather. Wood Pro says it's nice weather in Florida. It's nice here too. It's just a little chilly, but it's nice. Roland says, give him 3 days and he'll have a full beard. Probably. He changes it often, that's for sure, Roland. He does. Changes it often for sure. Oh, Peggy, I'm sorry. Peggy had a chronic earache when I was young, and now I can't hear very well out of my right ear. I'm sorry. Angie wants prayers, please, and has not been feeling well for a month. Multiple problems. God bless you all. We will surely pray for you, Angie. We will. Cheryl finally got rain in California, snow in the mountains. That's good. We've been dry, but we've been cool. Probably the days have warmed up into the 70s, I guess, Matt.
Yeah, low 70s, which is real nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. And then the nights have been in the 40s, so it's been nice. Sainer says uncle up in Maine says fish are cut bait if the grandsons are procrastinating. I've heard that one here too. Peggy will pray for Junette. She just found out she has Alzheimer's. I'm so sorry. Olivia, hello from San Bernardino, Southern California. We're expecting rain later this evening. Hardly ever rains here. Seems so strange to us. We get so much rain. I can't imagine being somewhere. I know that's just normal, though, for you. It's just normal. Normal. Diana said, Grandma would tell my sister and I to play pretty. Don't be ugly now. Pretty as pretty does. All those were said to me, too. And in fact, I say, don't be ugly to, I've already said that to Ira or Woodrow if they're fighting over something. Roland says they didn't get the washout the rest of the East Coast got, just drizzle most of the day. Oh, Hunter's wife, that's wonderful. Granddaughter got baptized Sunday. It was beautiful. That's congratulations to all of you, especially her. Oh, y'all are very kind. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cecil. Thank you. Oh goodness, what's something we're thankful for? David wants to know. I don't even know where. I mean, my list would be endless.
Yeah.
From the man beside me, the house behind me, the car in the driveway, the people inside the house, the people below the house, the people that way below the house, the beautiful land. All of you, I could look at all your names, and all of you who are not even commenting that are just watching. So all of you, I'm thankful for all of you. So yeah, the list would be endless. We are very, very blessed, and we're very thankful too. Very thankful.
Yes, we are.
Olivia says, "Would you happen to know how to deter skunks and raccoons coming up the walkway, Matt?"
I don't really know. Skunks kind of just go and do whatever they want to do when they want to do it. In fact, I run into one in the yard the other morning, and it saw me, and it just kept coming and kept coming. And I thought, well, it's going to run up my britches leg. I better move. And I did. I went around the house and got away from it and got behind it and thought maybe I can at least figure out where it's going, what it's doing. And I never saw it again. So I don't know where it went. They're those skunks they just got a mind of their own, and they ain't no telling what they'll do. What was the other one? Coons?
Yeah.
I don't really know about them either. I mean, I know if I've got them here close to the house and I don't want them around here no more, I know what I do with them, but I'm not going to tell you to do that. I don't know what really would deter them other than a dog or something, maybe.
Yeah.
You know.
Wonder if our deer alarm would scare them or
I don't
not.
say it didn't seem to do it in the garden because they eat our corn with the deer alarms up.
Not many though, not much, did they? Or
Well,
did they?
They got some of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that I think they become accustomed to it and used
After
to it.
that, yeah. Somebody else might have some tips. They can put them in the. Okay, so Roland says, there you go. Motion activated sprinklers and strong smells like ammonia keeps skunks away. There you go. So you might try that. And other people, I'm sure, will be leaving some too. Lisa said, when you smell like a skunk, I guess you do as you please. LOL. Yeah, I guess you ain't got to worry about nothing, huh? Yeah. Harper says, I always heard lemon peels or lemon juice is good to get rid of the smell on you. So I wonder if citrus peels would work to kind of scare them off. I don't know. Well, then Keela says skunks hate lemon. So maybe you could try that. Be an easy thing to try. Crazy Karen says, we had a coon scratching on our screen one night, and I went outside with the broom. I don't know if it was the broom or me in my PJs. That's funny. Oh, Kathy, I'm so glad you love the mugs. I'm so glad. I hope y'all enjoy them. Thank you so much for buying them. Nothing worse than a skunk under your house. I'm sure that's true. Yeah. Matt's enjoying the cooler weather for sure, though.
Absolutely.
It is strange that we've not had a frost yet, though.
Well,
and I don't think it's forecasted in the next week or two, is it? At least not next week.
Well, it's just now beginning to get kind of time for it here.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's not till the 20th or so of October. Sometimes it'll do it earlier, but
Yeah.
I think we're
Right on schedule.
Yeah.
Oh, Amanda, I'm glad. Drinking coffee out of my mug, and I love it. I'm so glad. Rob does great work.
Mhm.
We have some of his mugs that we've had for what,
Long
10
time.
years,
Yeah.
something like that, and we drink out of them all the time still. And, they've been, we hand wash, but we sling stuff. We're bad to sling stuff around and bang stuff and all that kind of stuff. So it's good that, they're sturdy, in other words. We've really enjoyed them. What is our temperature right now, Matt?
I don't know.
Wanda wants to know.
Let's see here. According to the phone, it is 69.
69. It feels cooler than that. That could not be right. That could not be right. Go look on the porch and come back and tell us. I'll make Matt go look at the thermometer. That could not be right. It's not 69. $48 rolling. That's what it feels like here, but I guess, oh no, let's see, 43. Sorry, that's what it feels like here, but I know it's not that cold, but I can't believe it's 69. Maybe it is, though. Maybe it is 69. Crystal, you didn't, the earache remedies, you have to go back through the chat. If you scroll back, people left all kinds of them. We did kind of go over them, or I read a lot of them out loud. I'm sure I missed some of them, but we talked about everything from peroxide to smoke to garlic and alcohol and all kinds of different things. Heat, of course. What is it?
76.
It is not 76.
It said about 62.
62. Okay. I believe 62 more than 69. So, okay. 62. Whatever monitor our phones are using in Brasstown must be down through the settlement, as Pap would say, and not up here on the north side of the mountain.
You know, you ask me that all the time, and I have to look at my phone because that's all I've got on me at the time. I never, ever, ever look at my phone for the time, temperature, or nothing else, because that stuff just irritates me so badly because it's always wrong.
Yeah.
The time, I guess, is right, but
yeah,
I've got a watch, and I
Yeah.
always go by my watch. I don't use my phone for none of that stuff.
I knew it wasn't no 69. Not unless I like had a raging fever or something, which I know I don't have one. I don't have a fever. I don't feel
In
bad.
fact, I'm about that far away from not even having a phone anymore.
You're going to get rid of it?
I'm going to get rid of this one.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to get something just as basic and does almost nothing as I can get.
Okay, let's see. Kenneth, let's see. Have a look at Patty Wilt's comment. Let's see if we can find Patty. Okay, would like Matt to say hello to my husband, Jimmy. He has cancer, just had a stroke and dementia, but we watch your wonderful family just about every day, and he thinks the world of Matt. Oh, Patty, thank you so much for that.
Hello, Jimmy.
I may have been talking over top of you if you want to say it again.
Yeah, I said, hey, Jimmy, sorry you're having a hard time.
We really appreciate you watching, and
we do.
So glad that you enjoy what we do. And we'll be praying for you too, Jimmy, and for you too, Patty. I know that's hard on you. Let's see, David says, Matt, would a long steel flitch plate cure the sagging front beam on the shed that you was talking about?
It probably would. It's not sag much. It's just a very, very slight. I believe when I put the framing in for the gable end of that thing to hold the metal, I'm gonna pull it up a little bit with that, and then behind it, I'm gonna put another framing member that kind of goes diagonal out to the ridge beam, because there's not really any weight on it to speak of. It's all out on the sides, and I believe that'll be enough to probably hold it up and fix the problem. It's probably I don't know. It's probably fletched about a half inch and 18 feet. So I think that'll probably hold it up.
Cecil says, my daughter and my niece will be having brain surgery soon. Please pray for them and their doctor, the same surgeon for both. Cecil, we will sure pray for both of them and for the doctor that everything goes well. Oh, Peggy, happy late birthday to you. Turned 75. That's great, Peggy. I hope you had a good day. Kathleen says, my husband has a basic flip phone, only does calls, no texting, etc.
That's what I'm talking about.
Did you get some rest? Matt did finally get some rest.
Well, I got that very night, one night of rest, and then the very next night was the same thing over again. So,
you slept last night, though.
Yeah, I did. So maybe it'll even itself out. I hope. I don't know what happens to me. If I miss just a little bit of sleep, I can't function. And if I miss that much sleep, I might as well just go somewhere and get in a hole somewhere because I ain't no good for nobody.
Mm-hmm. Makes you wonder how you used to make it when you didn't sleep much.
I know. You used to coon hunt all night way back yonder, and there ain't no way I'd try that now. I can miss 1 hour of sleep and tell the difference the next day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mike Reed says, Matt, are you working too hard to go hunting?
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you and say I'm working too hard at nothing. That's a fact. I'm just a little lazy is the problem. I got my belly too full this evening to go hunting, so maybe in a day or two I'll go hit it again.
Brienne, thank you so much for popping in, and nice that I hope you and your daughter are having a good week. MJ says, the older I get, the more sleep I need. I've always needed a lot of sleep, so I get it. I mean, I have to. If I don't, I just can't go. As Henry says, I had my first tomato sandwich today because of Matt. I babied Cherokee purples all summer, many blooms, but only got one tomato here in October.
Wow.
Well, I hope you get more next year if you try it, but I'm glad you got that one. Oh, Jeffrey and Jessica, I sure hope you like them. That's great. I hope that they turn out and you love them. Judy says, what did we have good for supper? I'll let Matt tell. He made it. He made it last night, and we had leftovers today.
We had a little, actually, it was just kind of made up. I made it up. A little bit of deer meat and vegetables and, kind of a broth that I had made and then served that over rice, just in a bowl. And really nothing else to go with it. That was kind of the point. Just do kind of a one pot meal and eat on it for 2 or 3 days, and it was pretty good.
Oh, it's so good. It's really, really good. I loved it last night. Loved it tonight. It was good. That's funny. Dan, I have grown those just for the flowers. We didn't eat them or anything, but I have grown them. I try to do it every year, but I don't think I grew any last year, and I know I didn't this year. I used to try to get them to go up the porch railings, and then I planted them up here with the blackberries a few times too, but I didn't plant any this year. They're really pretty though, and then I've heard a lot of people love to eat them. Well, Alice, that's okay. Hopefully you get to go to the fall festival next year. Oh, Aunt Bigby says, my brother's voice to text is hilarious. He tried to say Happy Turkey Day. What came up was, I'm twerking today, LOL. That's funny. I don't ever do that, but Paul does it a lot, and I've heard him, and he says like period, comma. He says all the grammar too, so he does that. He uses it a lot. One time, I think I might have told y'all this, but I know Paul did in a video, shared it, but he just asked Siri for directions, I think. He might have asked her to text, but I think it was for directions. Him and Granny was going somewhere. And, are you not going to tell that woman thank you? Oh. Thank you, Glenda. We appreciate that. Thank you. Y'all are listing. I saw someone ask about homemade gifts. A lot of people are asking or saying some great ones there. Yeah, I like anything I don't have to cook, Mike said. I like that too sometimes. So I'm always happy when Matt cooks because I know it'll be good. Yeah, all great ideals, Cindy, for sure. Those were all great ones. Great, great ones. Mostly for me, I used to paint, so I used to give away some paintings and make some little things like folk art pieces. But today, if I give away something that's handmade, it's usually canning stuff, something I've canned, you know, which most people like to get too. They like it, a jar of jelly or a jar of pickles or something like that. Wanda says she likes to argue with Siri. That's funny. Baked pumpkin bread, Mary says that would be great. Batch of sugar cookies, those would be nice. They look forward to that every Christmas. That'd be great. Judy Granny has been crocheting a little bit here and there. This morning or today, when I took her to the doctor, she showed me a hat that she'd made. She'd been working on a sweater for someone. She finished it, and then she's been working on little vests for all the boys, all the little great grandsons that she's got for Christmas. But today she had made a hat when I got there. It was a new pattern, and it looked really nice. It was really, really nice. Hey, Winona. Hope you're doing good. Have we ever made rival soup? Rival soup? I don't even know how to say that. No, we've never had that or never made it. Those are all just great gift ideals. Oh, Wendy, hey, and that is great. I did not know that. I'll have to tell them that you knew Sarah. I mean, that's wonderful. Hope you're doing well, Wendy. They really enjoyed going to that, going to the Medford Museum and had a great time. Yeah, Harper always I know it's a I know she don't feel good none of the time, but I know she's feeling at least if she's feeling up to crochet, and that's kind of, encouraging if she feels up to doing that, so Kim asked if you ever killed a big deer, could she have the mount? Where we're at, Kim, it's not likely that Matt would kill a kill a big deer here. It's not
I
likely.
hadn't done it yet.
No, so oh, thank you, Cindy. I think they had such a good time. They had a real good time, and I thought they'd done a good job too, which I may be prejudiced, but I really enjoyed watching their videos since we stayed here and kept the boys. We just kept Woodrow till Austin's parents got here, then they took Woodrow, and so we just had Ira. But we really I missed going with them. I would have loved to have seen the museum and see everything there, but maybe I can go someday. Oh, y'all are so kind. Thank you, Linda. Glenda, I have a recipe or a video about making grape jelly, and I would just do it the exact same way that I do that. So if you look for grape, I think it's Steve's grape jelly. It's when Steve was still living below us, and he gave me a lot of his grapes, so I made Steve's grape jelly. But I would do it the same exact way with those grapes that the scoopernongs that you're talking about. Daryl says, when you kill a big deer, do you keep the antlers?
Yeah, if I kill one, I keep most all of them, but most all of them are small. I've got a stack full of them in the basement from all the years I've hunted, but none of them are very big. But I don't wait very long on the big ones. I like the meat.
Yeah,
I'm a meat hunter.
Matt's a meat hunter. Well, Nona, we are still having the book signing in November. We sure are. So I hope y'all get to come. Hope y'all get to come. And we've kept you for an hour now, so I think we're going to let you all go. And it's getting dark here. I don't know if you can. Are we looking fuzzy? I think it's because our lights fading, getting dark. Brian's lost the mailing address. It's P.O. Box 83, Brasstown, 28902. P.O. Box 83, Brasstown, 28902. Jeff, I've never fixed creasy greens. Lots of people in this area love them, though, but we don't have any growing right here where we're at. I wish we did. But we hope all of you have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for spending your Monday evening with us. We appreciate you all so much. We'll see you in a video later this week, and we love you all. Bye-bye.